President Trump is dropping the hammer on India. The president announcing 25% tariffs plus an additional import tax penalty to start on Friday. The penalty stems from India's buying Russian oil and military equipment. Let's go to CNN's Elena Train, who's over at the White House for us. Elena, Trump has often touted a very close relationship with India's President Modi. How could this decision, this latest decision, impact that relationship?
Well, I think it's still to be seen, but this is surprising, Wolf, because from the beginning, ever since the president had really mapped out wanting to work out dozens of trade deals with a number of the United States trading partners, he often said that India was one of the countries that he believed would be the first to make a deal. And we know that many officials from the White House have been going back and forth between Washington and New Delhi to really try and finalize that. But now we're seeing that he's really ratcheting up the pressure on India and calling into question the prospect of a deal. And this comes just days, as you mentioned, Wolf, before his August 1st deadline, where he's going to be reimposing some of the reciprocal tariffs that he had previously put on pause. And this is what he said in a pair of social media posts this morning. He essentially sharply attacked India's trade barriers, but he also directly targeted India's sustained reliance on Russia energy and military equipment. He said essentially that India's tariffs are far too much.
Yeah, so this is exactly why you shouldn't have one single country having all the power, right? Because clearly power gets to one's head. And I think that's exactly what's happening here with DJT. He's done this with Canada. He's done this with Mexico. Now he's coming after India. He's also going after China. And you just have to wonder, like, can one nation fight everybody? Can one man wage a trade war against all these many countries? And at what point a country is going to say enough is enough, right? Because this is becoming a little bit absurd, right? It's almost like as if he's blackmailing them. Now, apparently, just today, it's actually now 50% tariffs because India continues to buy oil from Russia. So really, is this really about trading, or is this like about politics, right? Because the claim that DJT made against Canada is that there was a trade deficit and that's why he's putting these tariffs. Now for India, it's because they are buying oil from Russia, and then that's why. So is this just like a way to like weaponize the power of the USA, the power of the consumers of the USA? I think that that's wrong, but maybe I'm tripping. So let me know down in the comments below what you think about that one. Meanwhile, India continues to they're not backing down, as they shouldn't, right? They continue to buy the cheap Russian oil because obviously it's not just America first, other countries first, right? India first, Canada first, America first. Like the whole world doesn't revolve around America, right? So I think the Prime Minister Modi is doing the right thing here by continuing to buy the cheap oil, in my opinion. Because, yeah, the US actually is a little bit of a case of do as I say, not as I do, right? Because, mind you guys, like the US continues to buy uranium from Russia, continues to buy some other items from Russia. Meanwhile, they're going to penalize India for buying cheap oil from Russia? Oh, make it make sense, yeah. It makes no sense whatsoever. And now India has gone from being a global partner of the US, just like Canada was, just like Mexico was, so now becoming like a target. And for what? Because they are not trying to help Trump win the Nobel Peace Prize. I saw somewhere in one of the comments, someone said that Trump should be given the Nobel Tariff Prize. I think I would agree with that. Yeah, let me know down in the comments below. Do you think Trump should be given a Nobel Tariff Prize? The NTP, Nobel Tariff Prize Award, for threatening all the many countries with tariffs after tariffs. Ridiculous, if you ask me. Freaking ridiculous. Not to mention, India is already in the BRICS, right? So I think it's just like what he's pushing all these other countries that were once allied, like they had an alliance with them. He's pushing them into the arms of other nations, right? Because what do you think this is going to do for BRICS? It's just going to bring them even closer together. The same way now he's kind of pushing Canada into the arms of China, into the arms of other trading partners. And one has to wonder, like, what exactly is the end game here? Like, what is really going on? I want my Americans down in the comments below, let me know. Do you think this is good for America to isolate yourselves like this, because I don't see a lot of Americans really screaming that loud against this. So I'm wondering, like, do you guys agree with this? Let me know down in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Also, like, as we know, right, they call him Taco Trump. So let me know, do you think he's just bluffing? Is this a way for him to bluff and see whether Modi is going to stop buying the Russian oil to help him win his Nobel Peace Prize? Or do you think he's actually going to go through with this? Do you think he's going to put like he's going to extend it like the way he's been doing? Or do you actually think he's serious? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't you forget that India, it's not like I said India is like a small nation. India is also a pretty superpower. They've gone to the moon. They have some cards as well, right? So they do have some things to offer as well. And I think he's treating them like as if they're like some tiny nation. But no, India is the most populous nation in the world. Even more than China, I believe. I might be wrong. Like, I'll have to double check that. But yeah, India is at least number 1 or number 2 in terms of population. And they're also up there in terms of innovation. They're some of the smartest people that I know. They're Indians. So I think they need to be treated with a little bit more respect, in my opinion. But I really do think that this is bigger than Trump and Modi, or Trump and Carney, or Trump and the president of Mexico. I think it's bigger than that, to be honest. I think what we're seeing happening right now is the US, they just can't accept, right? Trump just can't accept that now he can't just beat his chest and then everybody dances to the tune of the drum, right? Of his drum, right? Because other countries now, they also have things to offer as well. And honestly, I think that all these countries that he's attacking, they need to come together and just trade amongst themselves. And then whenever they are ready, whenever DJT is ready to come to the table, then of course, welcome them back to the table. We love our Americans. We would love to trade with them, but not under all these threats, constant threats of tariffs and blackmail. And honestly speaking, it's very, very bad faith negotiations from DJT, in my opinion. If this is what the art of, is this the art of the deal or the art of the blackmail? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. If you're vibing with me, be sure to hit that like and that subscribe. And until next time, peace.